Good evening, everyone. Welcome. My name is Purnima Kirby, and it's a real pleasure to be with you all tonight on this chilly November evening. Tonight we're going to explore the right Vishuddhi chakra, which is this area right here in the throat, and hopefully learn some techniques to strengthen the Vishuddhi, to nurture it, and also to give it some rest. Because a lot of us in our everyday life need to talk a lot for our jobs, need to express a lot. So hopefully tonight will be a good release and refreshment for this chakra and for our whole body. And I just wanted to let you know also that I'm joined tonight by my mom, Christine Kirby. That was a classic entrance. She's going to be scooching into the frame a little bit later on to play some flute for us, which is really the perfect instrument for the Vishuddhi chakra. It's a very sweet instrument, and sweetness is the quality of this fifth chakra when it's healthy and in balance. So without further ado, we can begin our meditation. Hopefully everyone has their foot soak bucket ready with a little bit of salt inside, a towel to dry your feet, and a nice rinse bucket next to it. Before we put our feet in, let's together raise our kundalini and put ourselves in bandhan. So the left hand rises, the right hand spools around it and ties a symbolic knot at the crown of the head. The second time we tie 2 knots. And the third time 3. Then the left hand rests open on your lap. The right hand draws from there and makes an arc over your body and back. A total of 7 times. Now we can prepare for our foot soak by making this circular motion, the bandhan, over the water in our bucket. Just activating the element of the water and the earth represented by the salt. And then we can go ahead and put our feet inside. We can take a couple of deep breaths and release them slowly. If you have a candle in front of you, you can let your eyes rest on the candle flame, or you can even use the one in the image here. And let's bring our right hand to point towards the floor next to us. The left hand remains open on our lap. Receiving the nourishment of the vibrations of the cool breeze into the left side and releasing any weight from our left side into the earth. One of the things we'll be exploring tonight is the quality of sincerity. Another way to say that would be honesty or wholeheartedness. So each thing we do in our meditation is an opportunity to be sincere. Some of you may have been meditating here for quite a while now. And anything we've done for a while, there's the chance that it can become a little bit habitual. What is it that keeps something fresh, that refreshes actions we have done many times? It's our heart and our sincerity. So with that innocence, that fresh heart, we can just ask the Mother Earth once again to cleanse our subtle system, give us relief from the weight of the day, bring ease to our left side. And we can go ahead and take a couple of mantras here. If you're familiar with the mantras, feel free to join in. If you're not, Let your listening also be sincere. The first mantra we'll take is for Sri Ganesha. This is for the quality of innocence within us. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Just see how that feels. Pay attention to what changes after you say a mantra. In that space of silence that comes right after. And let's try another one. This is the mantra for the whole left side, and it is Shri Mahakali Bhairava. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahakali Bhairava Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Let's allow our right hand to gently return to our lap and bring the left hand to point up towards the air. Already before we say any mantra, this gesture is a kind of prayer for the element of the air to absorb and cleanse any heat or stress or galloping around that we've been doing in our day. So on this side, we can see what it feels like not to say the mantra out loud, but to let our silence be the prayer. Let our gesture express our sincere wish for ease and coolness in our right channel. Just notice if you're holding any tension in your body. Any unnecessary tension? It could be very subtle. It could be even in the way your hand is resting. And allow yourself to give permission to release that tension. One of the ways that we can sometimes block the sincerity and the sweetness of our Vishuddhi is through tension. Somehow we hold on to something. Could be an idea, could be a muscle group. And it puts a wall up in our communication. So the question is, how do we release that tension? Sometimes it feels like it's just there and there's nothing we can do, right? The first step to release any tension, any negativity, is actually the power of our desire. If you remember when you first started meditating, you expressed your desire to meditate, to be at peace. So allow yourself to express the desire to be without unnecessary tension. We can gently rest this left hand back onto the lap. And if you happen to have it, some of you might have prepared a little container with some olive oil in it. So if you have that, you can grab it. If you don't worry, you can still do this next exercise. All we're going to do is give a very gentle massage to our throat area right now. And I'll guide us a little bit through it. The Vishuddhi chakra is expressed in our throat, back of our neck, our whole face, and our hands. And it's the realm of our senses. So our senses receive, experience. It goes deep into us, and then our voice expresses our response. So the Vishuddhi does a lot. And right now we're going to give it some love. So go ahead and take your fingertip, your pointer finger, and dip it into that olive oil if you have it. If not, don't worry. And start by just placing it at this base of your neck, where the neck meets in between the collarbones. Very, very gently. Don't press too hard. Just make a small circle there. The quality of your attention is really important as you massage yourself here, because if you get too sleepy about it, or if you get too aggressive with yourself, you can do harm. So keep your attention in Sahasrara at the crown of your head and continue to express your desire for release and ease, sweetness in your Vishuddhi. Now you can take some more oil if you want on your pointer finger and your thumb. And we're going to make a gentle journey up the sides of the larynx here. Larynx is this, you'll feel it, it's kind of rigid here in the middle. It's made of cartilage. And on either side, there's a delicate weaving of muscles. Very, very gently move your fingertips along this area, making small circular motions. And as you go, you may notice one or two spots that are a little tender. If you do, just pause in that spot and let this gesture of keeping your fingers there express your desire for release, for ease, for soothing onto that tenderness. Just pay attention if you're starting to hold your breath. Make sure your fingers are not too wide. Keep them a little narrow because you don't want to press on your veins here. Work your way gently up. Just softening. As you continue to nurture your Vishuddhi, you can say inside a small affirmation. And the affirmation is, I am the pure witness. This is one of the qualities of Vishuddhi, is that we watch from a state of meditation the play of our lives. Even if our life gets really dramatic, there's some part of us that is the audience to it. You can take a little bit more olive oil, and if you like, you can use both hands. And you're just going to find this area underneath your jaw. It's underneath the jawbone, but it's also underneath your mouth here. This is the seat of the tongue, actually, when it's not active. Our tongues do a lot of talking. So in this moment when your tongue is quiet, just use these two Vishuddhi fingers to ease and soothe and return the flexibility and the sweetness to this area. Again, if you find a spot that's tender, give it a little extra love with your attention, with your desire. Now we're going to do one last spot. So you'll place your two pointer fingers in front of your ears here. At this meeting point between these two bones, this is where your jaw muscle is. Be very gentle here. Move your fingers in a gentle forward circle right here. And just notice if you find something that is a little tender or a little bit rigid. Use this gentle motion to express your desire for release and ease. It's good to keep your eyes open while you do this, maybe gazing towards the candle flame so that you don't get too sleepy. And remember to rest your attention at the crown of your head so that anything that gets released from your Vishuddhi can just flow out. As we do this, we can say a prayer within ourselves. Mother Energy, please make me truthful. Please make me sincere and sweet. When we say sweet, we mean that our words always come with love. It's not a fake sweetness. In Sanskrit, it's the madhurya. It's like the nectar that comes with the flower. Good. And release your hands. Just let them rest open for a moment. Just see how you feel. We can let our attention continue to rest at the crown of our head and go ahead and rinse off our feet and set aside our foot soak bucket and then return. Once you're back, you can open your hands on your lap again, close your eyes. And we can encourage our Mother Kundalini energy to rise by using the mantra of the word Om. It's one of the simplest mantras we have, That's so powerful. So we'll say the word slowly and use the right hand to start at the base of the spine and rise all the way to the crown of the head. And we'll take the mantra 3 times, slowly. See if you feel the cool breeze flowing from your head. We can go ahead and rest our hands open. And we'll listen to a speech by Shri Mataji about the qualities of the right Vishuddhi.
Then the first thing that should happen to you is wisdom. Now the wisdom is something you cannot describe. You cannot say what is wisdom. It's very difficult to describe it or to delimit it. Wisdom is a temperament, is a quality of a personality, which comes to you by balancing yourself, by trial and error method. All traditional countries innately have much more wisdom than people who are not traditional. You have to understand from the people who have tradition what is wisdom. So we do trial and error. We make mistakes, from that we learn. But when the ego is so strong in a country like America, when we do wrong, we do not want to accept it was wrong. It was against our assent. It was against our uh, higher goals. We get satisfied with the lower goals. When you make mistakes, instead of developing the discretion about it, that this was a mistake, next time we should not do it, facing up to it, what we do is to feel guilty about it, so you escape it, spoiling the other chakra also. That is how people get a problem on the left Vishuddhi. And left Vishuddhi is that you feel guilty. It's very good to feel guilty than to do anything about it. Well, that's the best way to escape it. Actually, we have seen that mostly left Vishuddhi comes from ego. When ego is too much, you can't bear your ego, so you put it in the guilty side of it. And you say, I'm very guilty, I should not have done it. Now the another side, which is also very dangerous, is the right Vishuddhi. Right Vishuddhi is the one by which we try to justify all our indiscreet behavior. So what's wrong? What is wrong in this? So what? All these things are right Vishuddhi problems. So it's very common. You tell somebody that it is wrong to do. For example, they paint their hair. You tell them don't do this, it will spoil your eyes. They will say, so what? We have a right to spoil ourselves. We have a right to destroy ourselves. As if they are Sri Krishna that they can destroy themselves, can they? They cannot even create a little ant. Leave alone ant. They can't even create a stone. And how do they have right to destroy themselves? So this is the right side thing, where we think that we have the right to destroy. As I told you about eyes yesterday, is very important. That eyes are uh, the ones which gives you the play of Sri Krishna, the power of Sri Krishna. Even a glance, a little glance of a person who has Krishna consciousness, as they call it, if he has Krishna consciousness, then should be able to awaken the Kundalini, should be able to redeem, should be able to comfort, should be able to cure anyone. Even a glance, a side glance can do it. If it has Krishna consciousness, but not self-certified ones who say we are Krishna consciousness all the time taking the name of Sri Krishna or any mantra. So on the left hand side, the escape is feeling guilty. When you feel guilty, they try to find out some method of expression. So they say they go to some guru, and then the guru gives them some sort of a mantra, and they accept that mantra, they go and say. As a result of that, they catch more on the left Vishuddhi. Because if you go on saying mantra without the connection, you get completely caught up. So the left Vishuddhi is again gone, and your mantras are absolutely useless, they are destroying time. Actually, many people I have seen who get to heart attacks, who get anginas, and also who get cancer are the people who have been doing mantras like this without the connection with the divine. If you are not connected, say for example, this is not connected and I start using it too much, it will get spoiled. In the same way, the center on the left hand side gets spoiled when you start saying any mantra without being connected, without feeling the power of that mantra. So in Saj Yoga, we've got mantras to neutralize these mantras on the left hand side. Right hand side comes when we talk big. It's a common thing with your politicians, they talk very big. They think they are very responsible people and do all irresponsible things. So when you want to spoil that chakra, one has to do some irresponsible talk. So like that we can say, I will do this for you, I will do that, I like it, I can find this, I can manage this, finished. When you start saying in the ego form that I have to do this, I will do this, then our ego shows up. But on the contrary, if you say, I have to do for you, Father, I have to do for you, Mother, it's your work I'm doing, then the whole thing disappears and you get that beautiful thing called surrender, which is Islam. Islam is nothing but surrender. So you surrender yourself by saying, this is your work, Father. I'm working for you. I'm your instrument. I'm your flute. So you play the melody of God.
Let's remain in silent meditation for a few moments, absorbing these words. So before we heard Shri Mataji's words, we did some care for our Vishuddhi on the physical level. We may have the question now inside, how can we restore the sincerity, the humility, the responsibility to our Vishuddhi on the spiritual level? How do we break the pattern of talking big, of saying what's wrong? So we can begin by taking our left hand and placing it actually on our right Swadhisthana chakra, so just above the right hip. As we know, this area is the place of our attention, our pure attention. If our attention is always dancing to outside things, we forget to attend to our spirituality. So here we can say inside, Mother Kundalini, please make my attention pure. We can take the mantra for the pure attention, which is Shri Nirmal Chitta. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Chitta Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. We can rest that left hand open again. And bring our right hand up to our forehead. So as Shri Mataji mentioned, this ego can really lead us to talk in a silly way. And sometimes it helps to give it just a little knock. So you can tap gently here on this part of your forehead where the ego lands. Just knock it back into place. And here inside we can say an expression of our surrender to the divine energy. We can say, I do nothing, and you do everything. You are the loving force that acts. I am an instrument like a flute. You are the musician. Now we can bring that right hand down to the left Vishuddhi, left side of the throat. If this side is not taken care of, then the right side cannot work either. So we can say inside, I am not guilty for anything at all. You may notice in the way people communicate, there are people who are always putting themselves down, and there are people who are always putting others down. So you can see the symptoms of the left and the right Vishuddhi. When the Vishuddhi is in balance, it expresses love to oneself and to others. So by saying, I am not guilty, you are respecting yourself, which is very important for your Vishuddhi chakra. Now you can bring that right hand back down to your lap, and bring your left hand up to the right side of the Vishuddhi. There are several ways to break this habit of justifying wrongdoing, which can lead to a right Vishuddhi that kind of goes all over the place. And it's very powerful to name our responsibility, our accountability. So first, we can say inside ourselves, Mother, I am accountable, I am responsible to my spirit. I take responsibility for my spiritual growth. The second layer is to recognize our responsibility to our community. This can mean our relationships and friendships, but also the wider community, the family of fellow human beings. So we can say, Mother, I take responsibility for my words and actions. In my community, I'm accountable. I recognize that I am part and parcel of this whole creation. And the final layer is our accountability, our responsibility in relationship to the divine energy that loves us, that nourishes us. What is our responsibility? Our responsibility is to receive, to surrender, to enjoy. Really, this part can leave us speechless. what we can say in our hearts. Let me be an instrument, a flute, an instrument of love, of that divine love, of these nourishing vibrations. And just gently rest that left hand open and take the right hand and make a gentle circle in front of the right Vishuddhi. And the mantra for this side of the Vishuddhi, there's two options. We'll take the mantra to Shri Vitala Rukmini, which are the kingly and queenly form of Shri Krishna and Shri Radha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vitala Rukmini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Just gently raise your Kundalini up your central channel. So even when we work on a certain chakra, like we've been doing today, it's always the flow of the Kundalini all the way up to the 7th chakra that lets it work out. And with your attention resting there, just let yourself relax into a state of enjoyment and ease. And we're just going to share a little bit of music and poetry with you. Just allow this to deepen your meditation. A king sat upon his throne, surrounded by lofty and wonderfully beautiful columns, ornamented with ivory, bearing the banners of the king proudly to all. Then it pleased the king to lift a small feather from the ground, and he commanded it to fly. Yet a feather does not fly because of anything, but because the air bears it along. Thus, I am a feather on the breath of God, not gifted with great powers or education, nor even with good health, but I rely completely on God. Thou hast made me endless, such is thy pleasure. This frail vessel thou emptiest again and again, and fillest it ever with fresh life. This little flute of a reed thou hast carried over hills and dales, and hast breathed through it melodies eternally new. At the immortal touch of thy hands, my little heart loses its limits in joy, and gives birth to utterance ineffable. Thy infinite gifts come to me only on these very small hands of mine. Ages pass, and still thou pourest, and still there is room to fill. The autumn stream never learned to speak of anything but deep water and polished stones and star-wet leaves. This same song of flow and mirroring tells what she sees: soft mountain, sharp tree, Please make me sincere as the autumn stream, full-hearted, no stumble or stop, no rush, no fear. Full as the moon when she is full, simple as honey falls from the comb, still as the stars when they are still, and bright as the tempest when her voice fills. Make us bold-hearted as the autumn sea, which has never learned to temper her tide. Listen and sing with the soft sun rising. Make us sincere as light and water, open-voiced, open-winged. Before we complete our evening's meditation, we can place our right hand on the center of our heart and just express our thanks, our gratitude for all the ways that we've been given to listen and all the ways that we have to express. We can thank the creative energy within us, the mother energy, for nourishing our voice and our silence, for making us more sensitive instruments. And let's complete our meditation by raising our Kundalini and doing this familiar gesture with all our love and sincerity. And then putting ourselves in the bandhan of protection. Thank you so much for joining tonight and being a part of this journey. I hope you've learned something. I've learned something actually. It's an ongoing journey for me as well, this work on the Vishuddhi chakra. I forgot to mention that this country, uh, this continent, North America, is associated with the right Vishuddhi. I think especially the USA. So we've been doing some work on the place where we live ourselves, yeah. But it was a real joy to share this time with you, and yay for flute.
Yay for poetry.
I think we have a few announcements before everybody goes. So this coming Sunday, this is going to be really wonderful. There's going to be some stories about Shri Mataji. These stories are so precious. So definitely make sure to join that one if you can. All about how she's affected the lives of Sahaja Yogis. You should be there. You have some good stories.
Lots of people.
And then I believe that today it completes the 21-day course, but actually we're adding some bonus Sundays to get to the magic number of 108. So mark your calendar with those. The collective foot soaks are ongoing. And at the turn of the new year, heading into 2023, there's going to be an awesome seminar down in Florida. It's going to be so fun. We're going to be there.
We're going. We're going.
So if you've been meditating for a while and you're just feeling that desire to be in person and celebrate and sing songs and
meet people from all over the country and even all over the world.
Yeah.
And just have a grand time.
Yeah.
With music and performances and just lots of laughter and enjoyment.
Yeah, yeah. If that sounds good to you, then be there or be square.
Or email the person.
Email, yeah. Step one, send an email. And yeah, if you'd like to chat with anyone, ask any questions, stay on, type into the chat. We'll get you into a breakout room. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your evening and feel free to keep meditating. Thanks again. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
you.